Hello,
Woo!
hello. Welcome back to another mini session for my campaign, Heyward. Today, we are here with Sarah.
Yay! Hello.
This is the third of these I think we're doing. Or no, fourth of these, I believe. Yeah, that sounds right. Um, but it is also the last one before we actually start uh, normal sessions for my campaign. So
Save the best for
hopefully,
last.
we'll see. But yeah, hopefully within the next month or so, we can start kicking things off for the actual campaign.
Yay.
Anyways, why don't we kick us off here? Alright. The sandy winds of Oka'ala flow across your face as you look out to the sea before you. Sunsets were always the prettiest here. The city around you is bustling, as people are returning from their daily work schedules to be back with their families. You smile to yourself and think of your own home, the dense woodlands, the rustling branches, and of course, your best friend. As the sun finally sets, you see Bokovis down in the courtyard of the castle, a happy smile on her face as she entertains some local children by transforming between her old and young self. Give a smile back as the wind then picks up and begins to swirl into a storm above. A large, looming shadow appears above in the clouds, and then emerges as you see Bokovis in her giant form falling directly towards you. Before you are crushed by the giant body, you wake up and find yourself back home in Silva.
Ooh.
Hang on while I switch music. So, yeah, you wake up back in the village. It's a pretty normal, bright, sunny day. You can hear the sort of rustling of the woods around you as you kind of just find yourself in your small little shack of a home. You can hear some people passing by outside, some voices. But yeah. What would you like to do first?
What does my little shack look like?
It's nothing too impressive. It's really just about 2 rooms. You got your bedroom kind of off to the side a little bit, and then kind of through an entranceway it opens up into more of the kitchen area. Um, and yeah,
All right.
there's a little fireplace in the kitchen, some leftover silverware and plates. Um, I don't know.
All right. All right. Is there anything that I've been needing to get done today?
Um, you have sort of a basic chore list that I don't know. You kind of have loosely been following. There hasn't really been too much going on around the village as of late. But you do know that it is starting to get to the time of year where uh, there's the big festival the festival that kind of, I think, as you mentioned in yours and Cornus backstory, uh, this festival is for sort of re-strengthening the barrier around Silva.
Mm-hmm.
So you could try and see if there are anything related to that that you might be able to help with at least.
Yeah. Okay. I guess I'm gonna get like ready to go, like get dressed and everything like that. Grab a quick breakfast and then head out into the village.
Okay. Yeah, so you head on out, do your stuff. Um, People are kind of just going about normal day in the village. There's some children kind of running around towards like the village square. Um, there's a couple of street vendors beginning to set up for shopping for shoppers for the day. Um,
Mm.
there's a couple people kind of just carrying some resources back and forth, some supplies. Um, and you see a couple of the village elders kind of off to the side, just sort of discussing amongst themselves, probably discussing some preparations for the festival and whatnot. But everything in the village seems pretty calm.
Okay. Uh, hmm. I don't know what to do next. I don't know. Do I see anything like that I can help out with?
Um, Not necessarily. Uh, there's a couple of people kind of propping up some like banners and stuff. Um, but I mean, you can ask around if you want to find some work.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Um, yeah, I guess out of all the people that I mentioned prior, is there anyone you're gunning to go for first?
Um, I mean the banners looks interesting.
Okay. Yeah, so you see two gentlemen propping up a banner kind of just over the entrance to the city square. Um, they seem pretty invested into how they want this banner to look. But yeah,
I guess I walk up to them. Hello.
good morning, Indira.
Good morning. Do you need any help with that?
I think we're all right here. But if you're looking for work, I believe one of the village elders said he was looking for someone to help him with a task. Sounds
All
very
right.
important.
All right. Well, good luck.
I thank you. Enjoy the festival.
You too. So I go over to the village elders.
All right. Uh, yeah. So the couple of village elders, as I mentioned prior, are kind of just observing the festival area in the town. Just kind of making critiques on certain things. Just trying to decide where other things might go, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess as you approach, you catch one of their eyes, and he kind of lightens up a little bit and gives a big smile. Ah, Indira, how are we today?
Pretty alright. How about you?
Oh, I'm doing just fine. We're just trying to decide what to do about our person who usually goes and fetches the dark wood for helping reapply the magic on the stones. Lately, people have been scared to go out into the woods and retrieve any of the dark wood, but
I
it needs to
can
get
help.
done.
I can help if you need. If you need someone to go out there.
Are you sure?
Oh yeah.
The dark
I've had
woods.
some. I've had some adventuring in my time.
Oh, I know that. I'm just a little cautious after. Well, you've been gone for so long, and I don't want to have you rush back out if you're not feeling up to it.
I've been feeling a little antsy anyway, so it'd be good to go out and have a task to do. You know.
I understand. Well, if you're willing to go, I would very much appreciate it. Why don't you step over this way and I can give you a few more details?
Yeah, for sure.
So, he kind of leads you through a couple of buildings, and eventually you guys enter into sort of another house. Inside, you find kind of like a map on a table of Alderon, and then kind of see a bunch of like bookshelves with different documents kind of lining the walls. And finally, there's like a desk of some sort kind of at the far end of the room. There's a document with some what looks like some names written on it. But you can't really tell if these are necessarily names of people or names of places. They kind of just look pretty basic.
Mm.
Anyway, so yeah, he leads you inside and asks you to just take a seat at the map table.
I sit down.
So he grabs a document off the one of the bookshelves, sits down across from you. All right, now. I'm sure you're familiar with all the areas of Alderaan of the Sea of Trees.
Mhm.
Well, I will just say the Darkwoods. So if you're looking at the map, Sarah, in the notes channel, the Darkwoods is at the top left there.
Hold on. Let me get in there.
The top left of Alderaan.
Oh, come on, Discord. Okay, let me go on my phone. We love technology. In the notes, in the map, the top left is. Where are we?
You are in Alderaan. You
Yeah.
are in
Oh, the top
Silva.
left. Okay,
Yeah.
yes, the dark trees.
So Silva is kind of at the like bottom of the country a little bit. There's a little like patch that's missing trees there. That's where the
Yes.
town is. And yes, the Darkwoods is the very black-looking trees up in the top left of the country.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I need you to travel up to the Darkwoods and a special kind of wood that we call void wood. This is a very rare wood that is used to help sort of reinforce the magical barrier around Silva as it channels the energy from our yearly festival and reapplies that energy to the stone monoliths to help create the barrier.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any questions?
How will I know the difference between that wood and, I guess, the rest of the wood?
Voidwood has a special sort of purplish consistency, purplish like glow to it.
Mm-hmm.
It can be hard to spot, but if you see any sort of wood that has like I guess speckles of just little purple particles, that would probably be the best indicator, I would say.
Okay. Am I gonna find anything like dangerous out there on my way there? Anything specific I should be more cautious of?
Well, it is the sea of trees. I would say just be as cautious as you normally are. Although,
Okay.
from what I hear, some of the monsters out there have been acting up a little bit more recently.
Is there any reason for that?
We're not quite sure. According to forest rangers, this is kind of abnormal behavior from them. So I would just be a little extra cautious if I were you.
All right. I'll keep that in mind.
Well, if you have no other questions or objections, if you can get back here within a week or so, I think that would be the
Okay.
best.
All right. I'll do my best.
Thanks a ton. We're counting on you.
All right. I guess I go back through the village towards my place so I can get ready to leave.
Okie dokie. Is there anything in particular you wanna do beforehand? Anything you wanna grab?
Guess like I'll grab. How far away is it? I'm guessing it's like a few
Um,
days.
yeah, it's probably a day or two. I'm gonna say 2 days, probably.
Okay.
I don't actually know because I don't have the measuring tool with me, but I'm just gonna guess.
That's alright. Hey, you make the rules,
You know the rules, and so
and so
uh,
do I. I was thinking more like you're the big rat that makes all the rules.
let's see what kind of trouble we can get ourselves
Ourselves
into.
into. Oh yes. All right. I'm gonna get some food. Uh. um, I'll get stuff to like build fires. You know, the basic nature stuff and all
Okie
that.
dokie. Sounds good.
Basic traveling things.
Coolio.
And then I am ready to go.
Okie dokie. Yeah. So you grab all you need to grab and kind of just start heading off on your journey. Um, so we'll do 3. These aren't gonna be like solar blocks, but we'll just do like 3 little travel blocks. Where you can just roll perception for me.
Please hold. Your call is very important to us. Okay. Let me get it up and ready to go.
Okay.
Yay. Okay. You want me to start rolling?
Yeah, you can roll the first one.
Okay. 16.
Okay. Yeah, so this first little leg of your journey goes pretty smoothly. You kind of just see more of the same forest scenery. It's pretty peaceful for the most part. You can hear birds chirping up in the branches. You come across a little like patch of some flowers on the ground. And yeah, I guess that's probably about it. There like anything you want to stop for? Anything you want to just take in? I don't know.
I'm just gonna kind of like, I don't know, take a few breaks as I'm walking and just like sort of meditate on the ground, crisscross style, and just like focus on breathing and taking in like the smells and the sounds around me. And just try to like not think.
Okay, I was gonna ask if there was like anything in particular you want to like think about, but if you just
I'm
want to
just
sort
like,
of have a clear mind, I get it.
yeah, I think in my brain it's like too much is going on, so I'm trying to like focus on not thinking.
Okay.
And it's barely working, but kind of working.
Yeah, so as you kind of meditate, the sort of just sounds of the forest come flooding in and take over your mind. Um, you are just kind of lost in the nature, not really giving a whole lot of thought to anything in particular, just sort of feeling your surroundings and yeah, I guess just staying calm.
Nice.
All right, shall we move on to block 2?
Okie dokie. Beep. Whoa. 22.
Wow, okay.
My eyes are fucking peeled.
Obviously. So yeah, a lot of the same. The sun is starting to set. I will say you left around midday. So that first block was probably about, I don't know, 3-4 hours. Same with this block. So by the end of this block, it's probably about 7 or 8 o'clock.
Mm.
The sun is setting. Uh, the woods are starting to grow a little bit more quiet. Things are starting to kind of die down. There's still a pretty good breeze about, just rustling through the trees. You can kind of hear a couple of more nocturnal creatures begin to pop up, as you can hear sounds of like crickets and stuff begin to sort of fill your surroundings. Um, and finally, kind of, like, as you're walking by, the breeze picks up once and kind of just flows past your ears, and you kind of feel like you hear a small whispering voice. You can't really make out anything that it's saying, but you're fairly sure that it was someone's voice.
Can I see anyone like around me or anything like that?
No, there's still really nothing around you other than the forest. You do notice, I guess, a couple of like dead branches, kind of scattered about along the ground. But that could just be from animals trampling through, or who knows what.
Is there like a trail or something that I see like that goes off anywhere? Like that was
No,
made.
there isn't really necessarily like distinct trails throughout the forest. There are a few like main trails designated by the forest rangers, but
Mm-hmm.
those are mostly between like the capital O'Hara as well as Silva, and then the
Like generally the safer areas.
yeah.
Hmm. I guess I'll just keep walking with a little bit of caution.
Okie dokie. Um, yeah. You want to make your final one for the day? Final roll?
14.
Okay. Um, so still nothing really changes. Although towards the end, you kind of feel like uh you may be being watched. There's a chance you might be being watched, but with it being the forest, you know that you're probably always being watched by something, so it's sort of just a natural feeling when you're out here, I guess.
Mm.
Um, but you kind of I wouldn't say that like you necessarily see anything, but you can definitely tell that like there are things around. Whether they're concerned with you or not is to be determined, but yeah.
Okay.
But it's getting towards the end of the day here. It's about maybe 10 o'clock, so you kind of decide to find a spot and set up camp.
I set up the camp.
Can I have you make a survival check?
Yes.
How good of an outdoorsman are you?
Oh, I sure hope I survive. Oh. Oh. 8.
Ooh. Yeah, so you kind of just like roll out your sleeping bag, and you kind of struggle for a while to get a fire going, but eventually you get a very small fire kind of going right next to you. Although you kind of didn't really pick the best spot, so the breeze kind of isn't really helping the fire a lot. So you kind of have to like restart it a couple times until eventually you kind of just give up and you're left with kind of like a small pile of ember. But
Damn.
it's still warm enough for you to cozy up sort of next to it, I guess.
Like right next to it, almost on top of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess nothing really happens for you tonight. Is there anything you want to do before you move on to the next day?
Not really.
Any sort of thoughts coming through your head? Any sort of feelings you're
I
getting?
guess
I don't know.
I'm still just trying to like push any like stuff out of my head. Like I'm just getting like increasingly frustrated. I guess like with my brain racing, like I just want it to be quiet.
Okie dokie. All right. Yeah. So your frustration, I wouldn't say necessarily goes away. But eventually you do find yourself falling asleep through the noise of just whatever's around you. Um, and yeah, wake up the next day.
Woohoo. I'll pack up my camp, put out the two little embers probably that are left. And I keep going.
Okie dokie. Make another perception.
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 Oh, natural 20 plus 3, that's 23.
Ooh.
Ooh. Better than the last roll.
Ahaha.
Ahaha. My
Cool.
eyes are more peeled than ever.
Yeah. So you are very alert when you wake up. You're ready to get a move on. And this time as the breeze kind of whistles past, this whispering kind of returns, but you can actually make out a word or two this time. And you kind of make out the words, you make out the words, join me.
Sorry, I didn't hear that part. It
Join
glitched for a
me.
second. Just says join me.
Yeah.
Do I see anyone this time?
You do not.
What direction did the wind come from? Was I able to catch that?
It's kind of blowing in, I guess from the northwest down to the southeast that way. So, it's kind of a like a
In the
headwind.
direction I'm going anyway.
Yeah.
Alright, I guess I just keep going.
Okie dokie. Want to make your next check?
No.
Oh. Well,
20.
fine. I guess I can just stop here. 20.
And thank you for watching.
um. Yeah. So by this point, half the day's gone by. Half the second day. Um. You find yourself kind of just not really how do I put this? I guess just kind of growing more and more bored and I guess more and more frustrated as this journey is going along because you haven't really been able to find anything as well as just your inner thoughts kind of trying to take hold, I guess. But you trudge along um and you come across some like strange footprints in the dirt.
Ooh. What do they look like?
They look like very large. Actually, no. They look like really small, like almost like rabbit paws.
Hmm. Is it going in the same direction that I'm headed?
Roughly.
Okay. Then I guess I'll roughly keep going in the same direction.
Okay. So yeah, as you kind of follow along with these footprints, you kind of come across a small little clearing with a cave on the other end.
Oh.
The footprints lead into the cave and then kind of disappear as they get to like the cave entrance.
I skip the cave completely and make it harder for the DM to add some plot to the story.
You
I'm
can
just
do
kidding.
whatever you want.
I'm gonna. I mean, technically, yeah. But I'm curious. I want to go into the cave.
All right. So as you approach the cave, you hear a small little like squeaking sound, and kind of out of the corner of your eye, you see a small little like rabbit-looking thing kind of poke its head out. Although it is not a rabbit, it is a little bit different. It's got very long, pointy ears like a rabbit. Except it's got much more of like a otter-like head. With a small little red gem kind of on its forehead.
Hmm. Does it look like a photo? You say?
A photo?
Look at that picture. I love pictures.
Well, I would if it would copy the picture. Well, I guess never mind. Hang on. Let's see. There we go. That's what it looks like.
Oh, it's adorable. Is it friendly?
Mm.
Is there anything else interesting in this cave?
The cave doesn't look like it goes very far in. But it seems pretty empty otherwise.
Okay.
This small little critter kind of jumps out from behind the rock that's behind. And kind of just sort of like skips along kind of further into the cave.
I'm gonna follow it a little bit.
Okie dokie. Yeah, so as you follow it in, it becomes a lot darker, but you're still able to see the creature, because of the sort of bright red gem that's on its forehead. It's kind of giving off a little bit of a glare, a reflection. And yeah. So you follow the creature about halfway through, and the cave kind of opens up a little bit. You can still see the entrance, but the cave kind of splits off into one path that you can sort of see dead ends, and then another path that kind of rounds the corner and goes a little bit further in.
Mm.
And the creature kind of takes that other path that I mentioned.
I'm gonna follow it that way.
Okie dokie. So you keep following, and eventually you and the creature kind of find each other, met at the end of the cave. The creature kind of turns around to you, as you can kind of see its face. It kind of just like does a little head tilt to either side, and it looks a little bit, I guess, like cocky looking, if you can kind of imagine that.
Yeah.
It kind of just sort of almost looks like it like snickers a little bit, and after a moment of just staring each other down, the creature kind of makes a mad dash to another part of the cave that you can't reach, a small little hole in the wall.
Mm.
Yeah.
Drat. Can I peek into that little hole?
Sure.
What's it look like in there?
You don't
I'm
know. You
trying to be
can't see
nosy.
anything.
I'm trying to be real nosy. Oh, I guess. Well,
Do you have any light source on you?
let me check. I have. I have a torch.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about this lasagna. That's fantastic. Yeah, I have a torch.
Okay. Yeah. So I assume you take out your torch and kind of hold it up to the hole.
Mm.
Cool. So you hold it up to the hole, and you find the little rabbit creature kind of nestled up, and as you kind of fill its little hole with light, it looks back at you, and for a moment, the two of you stare at each other, and then you see the creature's mouth begin to open and open and open, revealing a giant, just maw of teeth
Oh.
as it tries to chomp at you.
Ah! I guess I'll like wave the torch at it, like, try to like scare it back a little bit.
It gives sort of a hissing sound, as you swing the torch. The heat kind of makes it back up a little bit as it kind of burrows a little bit further back.
I'm gonna back away from the hole when it does that, and then I'll drop a little bit of food outside of it, like outside of its hole, as an apology, and then I'll start kind of walking my way back to the entrance.
Okie dokie. Cool. So you make your way back to the entrance. It's still daytime. And yeah, continue on your way. So now it is the last block.
I wonder what you're gonna ask me to do next.
I wonder as well.
Let me just roll perception before you ask me. 13.
Okay. So the rest of the day, nothing really eventful takes place. No monstrous bunny creatures. But yeah, eventually as it begins to turn into evening, you do notice slowly that the trees begin to sort of change, become much more gnarly and much more, I guess, just sinister looking. You also notice that like some of them, they look dead, but you can tell that they're healthy.
Mm-hmm.
As the wood on the trees, the bark begins to become darker and darker as well, almost making it look pitch black in the forest.
Mm. Creepy.
Continue on your way a little bit, and sort of get a little bit deeper into this area of the dark woods, and um, you hear once again the sort of whispering in the wind. This time, though, it says, "Join me or leave."
Ooh. And again, I don't see anybody around me.
No.
This time I'm gonna kind of yell, like, hello?
No response.
And I'm gonna yell, you're creepy! And then just keep walking.
All right. So you walk a little bit further, and eventually you come up to a patch of woods, where you can see sort of speckles of purple, much like the elder described to you, kind of just sticking themselves to some of the bark.
Mm. Do I see anything else around?
No.
I'm sorry, what did you say was sticking to the bark?
The little like speckles of purple that that the elder mentioned.
Yes. Is it glowing purple? It's doing all the
Tis.
wood things I'm looking for? I'm gonna take out a little like cooking knife. Do I need like the bark or do I need like all the wood stuff?
Um,
I guess I didn't really ask the guy that.
no, he didn't really specify. He just said, he just kind of indicated to get enough, uh, that it could be applied more than once, you know? There
Yeah.
was a total, I think, of 10 of the stone monoliths surrounding the village, so maybe a piece for each monolith.
I'll get a few extra too. I'll get like 15 just in case.
Okay. Yeah, so you go about your business, kind of just stripping some of the bark off, collecting samples. And by the time that you're done, you kind of feel satisfied and are ready to leave, until you kind of hear a low, like, roar of sorts from beyond.
Uh-oh. I guess I'll start cautiously heading back.
You make a
Hope I
stealth
don't
check.
run into the thing. Can I make a stealth check? Of course. Of course I can make a stealth check. It's right there. There we go. Oh, 8. What a roll.
So you begin to try and slowly get out. Your heart rate's pretty high though, so after hearing the really sort of spooky roar, you begin to sort of just shuffle about the trees, making a bit more noise than you would like. And this time, after a little bit, you can hear another noise that sounds much closer this time. It sounds like a loud hiss.
What the frick? This is a predicament. I guess I'm gonna keep trying to avoid it. Can I see it anywhere?
No, you kind of heard the second noise kind of off towards your right though.
I guess I'll try to go carefully towards the left.
Alright. Can you make another stealth check?
Pretty please. Pretty please. 19. Much better.
Nice. Alright, so this time, as you make your way away from the sound, you kind of are much more careful this time and are able to manage to get away for the most part, you think. Kind of take a little bit of a breather for a second, and kind of just like crouch down in some brush, and then finally you hear a noise that is like almost right on top of you. This time it's a noise kind of akin to like a goat like baa.
What?
You kind of peer your head out from the brush, and what you see is a very large creature kind of prowling by with a head of a lion, a goat, and a snake for a tail.
Whoa.
The creature looks somewhat just like it's trying to look for something, look for really anything that it can prey upon. But it does not see you at this moment.
Good.
So you kind of wait for it to pass by, and you eventually manage to watch it leave and avoid it. But as you're trying to leave, finally you hear the wind again. And this time, it's a different different sort of voice. It's one you recognize as the wind this time sort of whispers to you, Indira. This voice is very clear in your mind as the voice of Bokovis.
I kind of look around like frantically, like trying to see if I can find her.
No such luck.
I start to get like teary-eyed.
It blows by again. This time it says, Indira, look out.
I look around quickly.
As you swing around, you see the previous monster that I mentioned loop back around and emerge from the trees. Roll initiative. Cha.
24. Damn.
Wow. Heal. $24.
Yes.
Alright, you are up first.
I am going to. These are both the same. I'm going to run up to it and attempt to punch it like in the throat.
In the throat.
Oh yeah.
Dang.
11.
That does not hit.
Yeah, I didn't think it would. It has been a second since I've fought as her. Oh, I'm gonna use a bonus action to try to hit again. 13.
That also does not hit.
Yeah, okay. Alright.
Okay. It is this creature's turn. And it will use a fire breath as you see the snake head begin to open its mouth and a light kind of appears from inside. Can I have you make a dexterity save?
Dexterity. Oh, and I just realized I can go 3 times next time. Not just twice. I said dexterity. What? Oh, it's a saving throw. I knew that. Beep. 14.
That does not save.
Oh, no. No.
Give me 1 sec. You take 31 fire damage.
Oh, ouch. Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, that'll be it for the monster.
Hmm. Let's get over here. Okay. I'm gonna attempt to ram it again. 25.
Yeah, hits.
Alright. Alright, that's 5 damage. I'm gonna attempt to do it again. I'll keep these in my head. 19?
That hits.
That's 14 damage so far, but I'm gonna use a bonus action. 15?
That hits.
What did I say the damage was last?
Said 14 so far.
So 14. So that's 26 total damage.
Okie dokie. Is that it for you?
Yes.
Alright. The creature will multi-attack you. So the 3 heads will each try and sort of make a lunge, I guess. One will bite you. The goat head will try and ram you with its horns. And then finally, the lion will try and claw at you.
Rude.
$17, does that hit?
Yeah.
Okay. 20,
Yes.
not natural. And 23.
Yeah. Damn.
Damn. Alright. Where must my dash? Alright, so the snake bite does 6 damage to you, 6 piercing damage. The goat horn will. Where's my decal? There's. Goat horn will do 6 bludgeoning damage. And the slash from the claw will do another 9 slashing damage.
Ew. Man, that's 21 total damage. Ew.
Ew.
Okay. Alright. Let's see. This one. Okay, so this one says I can spend 1 key point. Wait. Where was that again? To make 2 unarmed strikes as a bonus action. Which means I can. And I have 2 attacks per action. Okay, so I can do this 4 times.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I need to like really read through this. Okay, 26.
That
I'm
hits.
just gonna do the hits first. Make it a lot easier. 25.
That hits.
And then I'll do the key points, so 16
That hits.
and 19. So that hits. Alright. So I'm gonna do the flurry of blows first. So that is 7. 12. And then back up here. 7. And 9. So that is 35 total damage.
Dang.
Take that. I gotta really read through this thing because I was like, oh, I can go like 4 of these.
Nice. Alright. Anything else?
That's all I want to do. That's it.
Oh, Okie dokie. The creature will multi-attack you once again. That is a 15 on the first hit.
Does not hit.
Okay. A 23 on the next hit.
Yes, that hits.
And that definitely doesn't hit. That's a 9.
Nope.
Alright.
Ha 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 ha.
So that will do 14 bludgeoning damage to you.
Okie dokie. I'm still alive.
You are. It is your turn.
Alrighty, I'm gonna do the same thing I did last time, so I'm gonna go forward. 12.
Nope.
18.
Yes.
And then... Yeah, 12 doesn't hit. 17?
Yes.
Alright. So 7 plus 11, so 18 damage.
Okie dokie. Alright. Once again, the snakehead will charge up a fire breath. So can you make another dex save, please?
But I don't wanna. 19?
That saves.
Yeah.
So 43 halved to 21. 21 fire damage.
So I get 21 damage.
Yes.
Oh no. I am not dead yet, but I am close. Is the creature looking close?
Yeah, I would say
Okay.
it's looking rough. It is your turn.
I'm trying to look for a way to heal. If I have anything. Um, um, uh, I'm going to What is this exactly? I'm going to... No, because if I dash away, then it has an opportunity attack, right?
You can disengage.
Which means that, like, I try to just end the fight completely and run away.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna do that.
So you're gonna disengage and then just move away.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to just get away as far as I can, as fast as I can. Because
Okay.
I don't think I can take another hit.
So yeah, you disengage and start running the opposite way. As you begin running, it obviously starts trying to chase after you. And it's quite fast, honestly, as it begins to next sort of sprout wings as it leaps
What?
up and flies over you, and then meets you head on from the other way. And
Uh,
uh, for it'll try and multi-attack you once again. What is it? I think that's a hit though.
mm,
Yeah, 22. Right.
yeah.
It's a nat 1. And that one doesn't hit. Alright. So this will do another 7 piercing damage.
I am down completely.
No. So, after it bites you, you kind of topple over, and right before you're about to sort of pass out, you see the creature kind of look around as if it's like looking at something else, and you hear kind of whistling by over top of you a sort of just flurry of arrows begin to strike at the creature one by one as it kind of uh, rears back onto its hind legs as arrows keep pelting it, eventually knocking it down to the ground. And then, in your sort of last moments of consciousness here, you see a group of 4 people emerge and begin to pick you up. I'm gonna change the music for this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uno momento. The next time you wake up, you are in what looks to be like a small little wagon. As you kind of awake to like the forest canopy up above, and 4 faces that you're unfamiliar with kind of just hovering over you. There is an elf woman, a furbolg man, a fairy woman, and then another satyr man. The fairy woman kind of looks a little bit worried um, as she kind of goes over to the satyr and is just like, "Are you sure she's gonna be okay?" The satyr reassures her and is just like, "I'm sure. She just took a hard hit, that's all." Eventually, they notice you sort of start to regain consciousness slowly. It is still nighttime. The fairy woman looks over and says, "Oh, oh my god. Thank goodness, you're awake. How are you feeling?"
Kinda in a lot of pain.
Well, I would imagine you just fought a chimera.
Was it a good fight?
Uh, well, I guess you lasted longer than most people would have.
I'll
So
take
I
it as a
commend
half
you for that.
win.
But you're lucky we showed up just in time. Otherwise, that thing probably would eat you.
Thank you. Very much. I don't. Yeah. And then I remember, and I start frantically looking for the wood collected.
The Furbolg holds up your backpack and says, "Are you looking for this?"
Yes,
He tosses it over. All the wood
I
is
look
still inside.
inside. Phew. Relief.
The elf woman who's been quiet up to this point has kind of a more serious look on her face. So, you mind explaining what you're doing out in the dark woods at night, all by yourself?
Well, I need this for my village. It's really important that they get it. How long have I been asleep?
The fairy woman, sadly says, "Oh, not too long. I just healed you up with some magic. You've only been out about an hour or so."
Good, good. Um, where are we?
The satyr pipes up at this point. "We are, heading out of the dark woods, currently. Uh, making our way back to the main forest area. But,
Okay.
it is strange. You said you were collecting this wood?
Yes.
What for?"
Um, well, I'm from Silva, and we usually use this in some sort of, magic ritual in order to protect our village. And we usually do it once a year, and it's getting to the point where we need to do it again. So no one else wanted to go out there and get it, which now I really understand why.
Hmm. Well, I haven't been to Silva quite often, but, yeah, I can understand. But, still, why would you come out here all by yourself?
I uh I don't know. I guess I just I felt kind of antsy, and I wanted to get out and do something. I've been stuck with my thoughts for too long, I guess, and I was realizing very quickly that going by myself out like this doesn't really help that it kind of made it worse. I don't know why I'm telling you all this.
Well, that's quite all right. I I can understand. We adventuring types can get that way for sure. But I would say I would advise don't come out here again by yourself. It's much more dangerous than it has ever been.
Do you know why that is? Like why it's more so now than ever?
It's strange. The four of us have been out on patrol for weeks now, and it's really only recently that we've seen this sort of activity from the monsters. Most times they kind of just stay to themselves unless you absolutely aggravate them. But yeah, I've never seen a chimera just wandering and patrolling the woods like that at night.
Do you have any theories as to why it's doing that?
Well, all the creatures in this wood, or all the monsters, I should say, they they kind of formed from people with very bad intentions. I'm not sure how familiar you are with them, but we forest rangers at least call them the malevolent.
Hmm.
We don't really know exactly where they came from, but the theory is that it's sort of just been a culmination over time of people just practicing dark arts within the forest, and these creatures are sort of the spawn of what came out about that.
I see.
But where are my manners? We haven't properly introduced ourselves, have we? We are part of the Forest Rangers, as I'm sure I mentioned. But my name is Klein. This is the Satyr Man, by the way. Over here, he points to the ferry. We have Rain. Uh, big guy over there, the furball. His name's Will. And Miss Sourpuss over here. He points to the elf. It's named Erica. She's not really as grumpy as like that all the time.
Well, it's nice to meet you all. My name is Indira.
Nice to meet you, Indira.
Well, are you all headed toward my village or near it at all?
Well, we were actually about to head back that way somewhat to report back to O'Hara, but we could probably make a little pit stop and drop you off if you'd like.
I'd really appreciate it. I gotta get back, and it'd be a lot nicer to have company than to be by myself.
Certainly. And I guess you do gotta get back and bring this wood back.
Yep. I'm glad I wasn't. Glad I was able to keep it and not lose it during the battle or fight.
Yeah, well, I'd say next time, if you ever run into any of the monsters, I would just hightail it out of here.
Yeah,
Really, only us forest rangers are equipped to handle these beasts. Of course, some monsters are much more dangerous than others, the chimera being a prime example, but even still, if you are unsure of something, I would just not bother investigating it too far.
Alright, I'll keep that in mind.
But I will say, you had some impressive fighting skills back there from what we could see, at least towards the end. Have you ever considered
you.
joining the Forest Rangers?
Well, I don't think I have. Been kind of looking for, I guess, a purpose.
Well, the Forest Rangers is always a good option. Our primary objective is, well, making sure the forest is safe and well protected. But we also do quite a bit of research into, well, the malevolent, as well as a lot of the other fantastical and mysterious things that happen within the forest as well. Um, is there anything in particular that you've noticed while being out here? Any strange occurrences?
I've been hearing some sort of whispering in the wind about once a day since I've been out here.
Hmm. I have heard stories of this forest carrying the souls of the dead. Perhaps that just is the dead whispering back to us, giving us their wandering thoughts.
I heard the voice of an old friend that had died recently-ish. It was pretty upsetting. I thought it was really her. I look kind of like slumped and like sad.
Klein kind of just stares for a moment and thinks, well, I don't know really how to help you there, but I'm sorry if you had to go through anything really hard with that. It's never easy losing someone you love. Us here, we've all experienced loss in some way, but sometimes losing the ones you love can end up making you stronger in the end. We've taken our resolve, our sorrows, and turned them around into strength. And now, well, I don't mean to brag, but we're one of the top groups in the Forest Rangers Guild. We call ourselves the Wood Watchers.
It's a good name.
Why, thank you. I came up with it myself. The rest of them kind of roll their eyes. But anyway, if you're ever interested, you should stop by O'Hara and maybe we can get you registered.
I'll think about it.
But I guess before that, you should probably learn a bit more about the forest. So I'll hand you this. Um, I don't know if I've sent you this already, Sarah, but feel free to look. Just a small
Looking.
little guide on what we call the malevolent, the different monsters that we've sort of documented throughout the forest. Some more common than others, some more dangerous than others. And it's just a nice, simple guide to help us keep track of what's out there and just sort of document their behaviors.
Oh, I saw a carbuncle a few days back. Or yesterday it was.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, what was it like? We don't often find
Mm,
those.
it led me into a cave. And I kind of got too nosy. It was trying to sleep and I woke it up with my torch. It got pretty mad and its teeth were pretty large. It was creepy. I left it some food as an apology, so hopefully it was able to go back to sleep.
Well, that sounds like typical carbuncle behavior. They love to sort of lead their prey until they can strike at the right moment. I guess lucky for
Oh,
you, you were able to avoid it. But yeah, you can understand how terrifying they can be.
yeah, it was. Ugh. Hmm. Oh, and there's the chimera.
Yep. Chimera are somewhat common, although they typically tend to keep them themselves. But you definitely do not want to mess with one, as you know.
The level of danger is only 3 out of 5. I can't imagine what a 5 out of 5 would be.
Yes, the only 5 out of 5 monster we've ever encountered is this one at the very end. He points to the page with the anima. It was the most strangest sort of encounter we've ever had. This giant, just amalgamation of limbs and appendages and just pure sort of chaotic energy. We couldn't even get within like 10 feet of it. It just sort of lashed out at anything and everything that sort of wandered by.
Huh.
We're not really sure if it has moved at all. It was very stationary in a sort of deep part of the dark woods. But I'm afraid if you had gone any further, you could have run into it, and that would have been much, much more dangerous than any chimera.
I'm sure. Well, I feel pretty lucky.
Well, I'll let you keep that, but do consider joining the Forest Rangers. It's a good gig.
I think I might. This, as dangerous as it looks, it kind of seems fun.
It has its perks every so often, but it can be a challenge. Though, just if you do think of joining, prepare yourself for that.
Who doesn't love a good challenge?
Well, that's the right mindset for sure. But anyway, if you have any more questions, You can just ask at any point. But I would suggest getting some more rest before we make it back.
All right. Thank you for this. And the gesture to the guide.
So, your journey back goes nice and smooth. You guys kind of stop every once in a while, kind of take a quick water break or just like lunch break. You don't really ever stop for any extended period of time, like to sleep or anything. You kind of just sleep in the wagon. But eventually, you guys do make it back to Silva, and yeah. Anything you want to say before they leave?
Yes. Thank you all for saving me, for letting me know about the Rangers and getting me back here. I really appreciate it.
Anytime. Oh, and if you do ever come across any other forest rangers, don't refer to us by our names, but we have code names. Our group is somewhat of a special operatives sort of force within the Rangers, and not very many people know of what it is that we do. So, if you're ever looking to try and find us, use our code names. And he sort of goes down the line. He points at himself. My code name is Oak. He points to Rain, the fairy. Willow. Points to the Furbolg, Will. Pine. And finally to the elf, Erica, and Juniper.
All right. I'll keep that in mind.
Well, I hope your festival goes well.
Thank you.
And guess we'll see you around, Indira.
See ya. Then I
And
head
with
off
that,
toward the elders.
cool. Yeah, and with that, the Wood Watchers depart. You make your way back to the Elders. Sort of pass off the Void Wood, and yeah, I think that is where we can call it for tonight.
Yay!
Cool, cool, good stuff. All right.
I died. Almost.
Adios, everyone.